behaves like a child sometimes. And we need to care for her. Because sometimes she has difficulty looking after herself.
Get away from me!
I can't leave you, Kay.
I'm beautiful. I really am beautiful.
Promise me something. When I die, make sure some pompous old git ain't standing over my coffin banging on about the kingdom of heaven. Stick me in the ground and go and get pissed, okay?
So, what's the gossip?
Me and Laura have been seeing each other again.
Seeing as in seeing?
We went out for a meal the other night. Left the boys with her sister.
A date.
She spent the night at my flat.
One of those end of the relationship things when you forget why you hated each other.
Maybe at first, but then we went out again.
You're having an affair with your own wife.
It turns out to be a lot more fun than being married. For her too, I think.
Sandy, you've never been a leading authority in the psychology of women. Are you sure you're not stringing her along?
I asked her if she wanted to get back together, and she laughed and told me not to be so ridiculous. Or as a relief, to be honest. Vaguely.
I shouldn't really say this, but I'm good. Surprisingly good in the circumstances.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I'm pretty good too.
She spent so much of her life looking after me.
I don't think she ever wanted you to be well.
Maybe you are a leading authority on the psychology of women.
You're a project, Kay.
A bloody difficult one. I wish I felt sadder.
Bollocks! You've done enough sad for several lifetimes. So how's our little passenger?
Well, I've stopped puking for one thing, which means I can finally leave the house without having to have a plastic bag in my pocket.
You're not serious.
Have you told them the good news?
A girl, are you?
The other good news?
Oh, you are?
I'm shortlisted for the Carnegie Medal.
Is that like a horse race?
It's a children's book award.
It's the Children's Book Award. Arthur Ransom, Walter de la Mare, Penelope Lively.
Well, I've heard of none of them, but I'm presuming they're the leading lights in the book world and you're joining them. Well done, kid. So how much money?
£500. Well, a medal, obviously.
Bloody cheapskates. What about the spike in sales? Well, I'm being vulgar.
It's all thanks to this wonderful man.
You wrote the book.
You saved my life.
Enough! You put me off with food.
I still can't believe any of this is happening.
Sometimes everyone does live happily ever after.
You can do this when I'm gone.
I rang Jenny, I rang Oslo, I rang her GP, I rang the hospital, I even rang a bloody hotel in Poole. I have no idea where she is. I've got to get in touch with the police.
Do you think you might be overreacting?
Kay's missing! And I have absolutely no idea where she is. No one has any idea where she is. What do you expect me to do?
Maybe she needed some time on her own.
She booked a plane ticket. £337. She never got on the plane.
She can look after herself.
Margaret, there are times when she doesn't even know what she's doing.
I realise that. And there are also times when you don't know what she's doing, and that's very different.
She's my wife. She's your daughter. She could be laying face down in a river by now.
And the worst part is, there's a part of you that longs for that.
There is no part of me that longs for that.
You're lying, John.
Margaret.
I don't tell many people this. In fact, you're the only person I've told. Because you're the only person who has some inkling of what I've been through. It's hard, isn't it? It's harder than what you expected. When you love someone and they treat you like dirt, you want to walk away sometimes, but that would be cruel. And everyone else would know that you're being cruel for abandoning someone in distress. So you long for it to end. You long for it to end in a way that isn't your fault. Do you ever hit her, John?
Of course I don't. Why on earth are you asking me that? I don't hear her.
She's frightened of you.
Oh, Margaret, the other person is frightened of me. The person who thinks that she can see things that the rest of us can't.
Her father was a very angry man. We say he was a good man because that's how we talk about the dead. Because that's how we want them to be remembered. Because I want my children to think they had a good father.
inherited those particular genes. Maybe Kay inherited your artistic ones.
Really? I have something to show you.
Please.
She wants to illustrate. She wants to write books for children. You might find these rather upsetting.
What do you mean? But these are children's drawings. These are things she must have done when she was...
She did these last year, John.
She was ill.
She can't paint, John. She can't draw. She just thinks she can.
Oh my God. I have to get in touch with the police.
This is what it's like, John. You think you know someone.
I would have helped. You know that, don't you? I would have listened. I would have done anything. I love you so much. I rang your mum. She's really relieved. Obviously she's relieved. Such a stupid thing to say. The house was so empty. I kept wanting to hold you. And you weren't there.
They didn't have any apple thing.
Guessing you're not a doctor? Maybe you are. They seem pretty informal around here.
I'm a friend. And you are?
I'm Kay's husband.
Shit.
Are you an old friend? Or a new friend?
I'm an old friend. Ollie. Ollie Brown.
And you're here because...
I brought her in. I ran for an ambulance and came with her.
I guess I should thank you.
Apparently she's going to be okay. She's just sedated at the moment.
They told me.
She didn't say anything about you.
I've been looking for her for a week. Thought she was dead.
If I would have known, I would have called. I mean, I wish I would have known. Then maybe this wouldn't have happened. She was in a real state. She did it.
I guess that.
She didn't. I don't think she knew what she was doing. It's like she was on drugs or something. Was she on drugs? Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
No, I think the problem was not being on drugs.
I see. She seems so confident.
She would. I don't recognise your name.
We're at college together. I was her boyfriend for a couple of times.
How did she find you? She hadn't seen anyone from college for years. Or was she lying to me?
She turned up at my parents' door. God knows how she remembered the address. I don't think she ever went there.
When was this? When was this?
3 days ago?
What did you do?
I don't know what you mean.
What did the two of you do together?
You know, eating, talking.
3 days.
Sort of like old times. Stand up late into the night.
Do you have a family?
No.
Slept together. How many times?
It wasn't like that.
Well, what was it like? Tell me!
We stayed in bed most of that first day. Most of the second as well.
We did that once. We haven't done that for a long time.
Something started going wrong.
God, I'm so tired.
We shouldn't be standing here talking like this. They say people can hear, don't they? When they're unconscious.
I have this dream in which she does die. And the worst part is it's a good dream.
Don't say that.
Tell me about the two of you.
I've said too much already.
About being at college.
Kay was doing history. Obviously, you knew she was doing history. I still don't know why she went out of me, to be honest. I was shy and a bit clumsy. But Kay, she was magnetic, is magnetic. She had this light around her, and you just wanted it to shine on you.
And then?
That summer, we went to her mother's house. then too. We got on really well, Kay's mother and I. But then her brother turned up.
Sam.
He broke two of my ribs. She didn't come back to college after that. I phoned her mother. She said Kay was too sick to talk to me. I'm going. Oh, I don't know what to say. I loved her. When she opened that door, be kind to her.
What are you doing?
I'm going to Oslo.
Kay?
I haven't flown for 6 years. Did you know that? Of course you know that. I mean, I used to be frightened of flying when I was a child, you know, because I thought we were going to crash. But it's stupid, isn't it? I mean, you're more likely to die falling off a stepladder. Obviously, I'm not going to die falling off a stepladder, because I haven't been up a stepladder since 1998. I wouldn't be scared if I did have to go up one.
Kay.
It's so quiet up there. In the cabin. All you can hear is the roar of the engines. And the clouds. Great piles of shoveled snow. Like you're coming into land on some alien planet in Star Wars.
This isn't a good idea.
Don't be ridiculous.
You shouldn't be going to Oslo. Not at the moment.
I've got my ticket. I'm doing 2 interviews. I'm visiting 3 schools and signing 500 books.
Just call the publishers. You don't have to tell them everything. You just say you're sick.
You're just jealous because you can't come.
You're not going to like me saying this, but you're getting really excited.
Of course I'm getting excited.
You're getting too excited. I know the signs. You're going to be a long way from home. And there'll be no one you can talk to. I mean, really talk to. About this. And if you lose your grip, Kay, you're just going to go out of control and spiral.
Stop it, John! This is a big thing for me. This is a really big thing. This is the biggest thing.
I know. I just want it to be perfect. I want it to be a good memory.
You don't like me having a life of my own, do you? You don't like me earning my own money and supporting myself?
This is not you, Kay.
Stop patronising me!
I'm not patronising you!
I need some space. Away from you. You don't like me having a part of my life that has nothing to do with you.
That's simply not
I'm
true.
not listening, John!
For Christ's sake, Kay. Who's going to pick up the pieces? Who always picks up the pieces? I love you, Kay, but you make it fucking hard work sometimes.
Phone you from the hotel.
Stop. Let's talk about this.
Talking is all you ever do. Thinking it over sensibly and logically is all you ever do. And that might be absolutely wonderful for your students, but you know what? I find it boring. Take your hands off me!
It's the wrong